Journalist Rashid Kidwai joining us on the broadcast. We also have political analyst Varun Singh. Good to have both of you on the broadcast with us. Rashid, I really don't know where to begin. Every couple of months, we seem to be discussing exactly the same problems, but no real solutions. Whether it was a Punjab and now a Rajasthan. On one hand, you have the top leadership of the Congress wanting to have a clarion call saying, we'll get the entire nation together because we are the only alternative for the BJP. But you are so unaware of the ground reality that you can't even get your party together.
Ridhima, you're asking me?
Yeah, Rashid, to you.
Yeah. It happens exactly when the chips are down, when Congress is, leadership is not tasting electoral success. Here was a script. One part of it was Bharat Jodo. Rahul Gandhi detached himself from this kind of organizational responsibility because he thought in his assessment the people of India would look for a national alternative to Narendra Modi whenever such a time comes, and for that he started this Bharat Jodo Yatra, which is there from south to north, and there will be another chapter from east to west or west to east. And it was thought about that there will be a Congress president who will not be from the, so to say, Nehru Gandhi family. It's very fashionable to criticize Gandhis, and of course Gandhis should be criticized, but it is very difficult to hold that kind of free and fair election, because the Gandhi hold is there for decades. So whoever candidate comes has some kind of understanding or patronage extended by one or the other Gandhi.
But Rashid, that's where it becomes extremely problematic. The Congress had been going all over town criticizing the BJP, saying that, hey, look, at least we have a democratic process, we at least have elections going on. But if you just have to put a sham or a farce of an election like this, you might as well not have an election. You were hitting the BJP saying that we at least have a process. But if that process is just for name's sake and you have massive confusion playing out on the ground, you might as well not have that process at all.
Well, I think, Ridhima, that's a political posture that political parties adopt. From my understanding, kind of inner party democracy, it doesn't exist the way it exists in, like, recently what we saw in UK, what's there in America in terms of, party primaries, etc. But that's not a thing. We are giving too much kind of concession to Mr. Ashok Gehlot, who's a centerpiece in this whole thing. You see, nobody can say this, that Mr. Ashok Gehlot was so oblivious of the fact that why he is being elevated as Congress president. There is no dearth of Congress leaders. I can name so many of them, Kamal Nath being one, Digvijay Singh, P. Chidambaram, but can name dozens of people who have been in public life, who've been part of Congress, who deserve to be Congress president. Mr. Gehlot was chosen because the Congress leadership, that being Gandhis, were looking for a political settlement of accommodating one as Congress president and the other as state chief minister. And Mr. Gehlot is sounding so innocent. This kind of revolt that we saw yesterday was actually a very political in nature, because he knew if there is a vacancy, then obviously the task that Maken and Mr. Kharge had gone with to get sense of authorization, and then it would have gone back to Delhi, and the Congress leadership, in this case being Sonia Gandhi, had decided who would be Gehlot's successor.
But Rashid, see how all this plays out, okay? You're saying this was all a political move, what we saw play out yesterday. People within the Sachin pilot camp also knew that we could see such a revolt. What is very difficult to believe is the Gandhis did not see this coming. Varun, this is where I want to bring you in. Even members within the pilot camp for sure that possibly some side of an upheaval like this could be seen if you try and placate one with the other. How did the top leadership not see this coming?
To be honest, I'm sure Sonia Gandhi must be missing Ahmed Patel or a Pranab Mukherjee, who would actually where the advisors who tell her in advance what is going to happen. And we have seen in the past how these two leaders would, come in and solve all the problems. Whatever we are seeing today, I don't know how it is possible for the Congress, especially under Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, that they can manage to spoil everything that is there. First with Punjab, now with Rajasthan. And rightly pointed out by Rashid Kidwai, you cannot give concession to Gehlot, but more than Gehlot, isn't it a story of Congress's failure, the leadership's failure?
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. That you cannot have the buck stopping at Gehlot. Fine, you can raise those questions separately, but at a time when you have the Bharat Jodo Yatra, where they want to be seen as the alternative to the BJP, you can only do that when your own house is in order, right? So the buck needs to stop once again with the top leadership.
Absolutely. That shows that how disconnected the upper senior leadership is from what is happening on the ground. And Gehlot, I don't understand why was this need of having one party, one person, one post.
Huh?
They should have allowed Gehlot to become the president, and then they could have asked him to resign as the CM, and a new CM could have come. But probably they have this trust deficit. And if Gehlot would have taken the decision, it would have sent out a message that the Gandhis are no longer powerful, which the Gandhis cannot afford to have it right now, because they want, and they are projecting Rahul Gandhi as the most powerful leader in the party. So there are too many things that are not going in sync in the Congress, especially with the supremacy that the Gandhi family wants to have, the supremacy that Rahul Gandhi wants to have, and they cannot afford to do all this thing. And I don't believe that, it is just to placate Sachin Pilot that Gehlot was being made as the president of the party. I believe that there is no other leader who has his own brain but can keep it aside when it comes to Gandhi family and believe and trust whatever he wants to do. But probably that has also failed now, because the way Gehlot has, come up with this entire coup, it is very surprising, and probably he doesn't want to become the president and doesn't want to leave the CM post.
Okay, I'll just request my guests to stay on with us. I want to continue the conversation. We just want to first hear out some